Hey guys, what is going on? It is a stormy, stormy day in Florida, literally and metaphorically. Welcome to Caliber Corner, episode number 92. Today we've got Mike Taylor with us from Florda Carry, and this guy's definitely making some waves over on YouTube right now. And Mike, you were recommended to us from some other people that watch the Caliber Corner podcast. And it's also Every Second Matters today. It's the second of the month, which is a day that we like to raise awareness about the Second Amendment by open carrying where we can, when we can. And it's very appropriate for what Mike is going to talk to us about today. So before we get started, let's just go and let the panel introduce themselves. We've only got a couple people here right now. And then as people join in on the gun channel side, on the YouTube side, we'll give them a little recognition too. So Squib, we'll go ahead and start off with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your channel and what we can find if we're over there, buddy?
So my channel's called Squib Look. You have to forgive the noise. I'm in a factory right now.
It's all good.
Hey, you know, we build cars here in the Motor City. My channel's Squib Load, two separate words there, Squib space load. It's a two-way channel, but I don't do just all guns. I want people to see, I guess, you know, I've been thinking about this. Maybe I should do a video about a charter or something about the method to my madness behind my channel. I'd like to do more firearms related videos, but I do videos about my opinions on things, where I come up with my opinions, why I think what I think, what I mean when I say why do I do what I do. But I also do things like gardening, automotive repair, stuff from family vacations, just all kinds of stuff. More or less, firearms people, pro 2A people, are regular people too. We like gadgets, we like vacations, we like food, we're just like everybody else. And I'm not saying anything against somebody whose channel is strictly firearms or Second Amendment issues. That's the charter of your mission statement for your channel. Mine is I do a little bit of everything. So
cool. Sounds good. And by the way, Mike, if this turns into a food chat, that is normal. Like somebody will mention somebody will mention like a salad dressing they had last night, and then we'll start talking about our favorite salad dressings for like a half hour. So we try to keep it on task when we can.
Food.
Yeah,
it always devolves into food. That's what it brings down to.
Yeah, especially if Midnight Range is around. That fry cook always gets us talking about.
That's right. That's right. He's a short order cook. Is that what he does? I think he's a sous chef, right? I think so. I don't know. He's going to kill me if he joins in. He's a chef, buddy of ours too. All right. So, Rich, let's move on to you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your channel? What can somebody expect to find if they check your channel out? What do we need to know?
Yeah, it's mostly live shows. We talk about guns, politics, news, that kind of thing. Whatever else ends up coming up. Don't talk about food on my channel. It always goes down a nasty rabbit hole.
It does. Especially when that one dude shows up, the gun snob, where he's talking about his affinity for candy corn and circus peanuts. You know?
No. It's when Black Cat Outdoors shows up, or Gunpowder Beauty, and she starts talking about eating sushi in a certain kind of restaurant, and then it's off the rip.
All right. Good stuff, man. Heck yeah. All right, and then we'll move on to our special guest. We've got Michael Taylor. We're just going to call him Mike. Mike's with us from Florida Carry, and I've been checking out Mike's channel. We'll put a link to his channel on the gun channel side and the YouTube side. So, Mike, just tell us a little bit about yourself real quick, and then we're going to give a little recognition to people that are joining us to watch it, and then we'll come back to you, all right? What do we need to know?
Yeah, my name is Mike Taylor. I go by Soliaker, and I am a open carry activist, and I turned a gun activist all of in like 2 minutes because I went out just to represent gun rights in general, and the next thing you know, I got guns pointed at my head. So I went from and we see a lot of stuff happening here in Florida, specifically about gun rights and how they're trying to strip our rights. So yeah, it is definitely very interesting.
All right.
And other than that, I'm a chef. All this food talk is getting me hungry. So if we want to go from food, that's okay with me.
That's a warning. It could turn into food at any time. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. And if you guys hear any background noise at all, he's got a little thunderstorm going on over there. We sent all the rain from Nebraska east, and it's finally hitting Florida. So you're getting what we've been dealing with for the last 5 days, man. So no, man, that's cool. I'm glad you're with us. And again, after watching the video and the experiences that you've had, and the fact that you're basically working within the bounds of the law, it just drives me nuts. I mean, whether it's the police officer reaction or the public. And we can also talk about some of the progress you've been making. So real quick, let's just see who's joining us over on the gun channel side. Paper Plane Crash is checking in over there. Looks like Sean Ponry's over there too. Let's see a few more people show up over on gunchannels.com. Make sure you guys get over there, get signed up, get yourself a free account, and you can join the fun. Hootie Who's checking in. He says it's raining in Tennessee too. Yes. Rich White's over there and here. William Keller is with us. We got Rob D. New York in the house. Rob D. New York Outcast in the house. We got Storm and Norman Gunworks is with us too. Is this where we can drop 102s LOL? You got to explain that one to me, Storm and Norman. We've got Rich White over there, Travis T. Netflutter's joining us also. And I got a ton of invites sent out to other Gun Channels members, so hopefully we'll have a few more people joining in. And it should be a fun discussion. And if we get to the end of the discussion, I've got a few other topics I tacked on there for fun because we like to add a little twist to it. Oh, Nemo Brown's joining us. Hello, Travis. How you doing, sir? Armament and Axis is joining us. Tim Allen is with us too, and it is tool time. So, all right, we're just going to go right into it, Mike. So here we go, man. We'll put you on the spot. Mike, give us a little bit of your history. Here we go. Give us a little bit of kind of your background, your experiences with firearms. You come from a pro-gun family, a hunting family. What kind of experience did you have with firearms prior to where you are right now?
Prior to where I was at about 2 years ago, I had the tragic thing that happened down here in Florida at the Parkland. It was a horrific thing, and that's kind of where all my gun activists came from. I saw a lot of stuff happening where they were trying to strip our rights and just strip gun rights in general. And so I went out and I started buying firearms, and I started getting active saying, hey, it's not the firearm. Let's focus on the real issue about who's getting the guns, because it's really about the person. It's about the manipulation. It's about your finger and your trigger. And you know, from Moms Demand Action Parkland, I saw what was happening, and now I don't want to. We have to stand up and force. Period. But after that, I saw all this stuff happen with Parkland, and I just kind of got active. I was looking for gun organizations, NRA, Florida Carry, 3%. I mean, the Second Amendment Coalition. There's a lot of them, and I was looking for active. And Florida Carry was active for me. They were out there going out to open carry events, just trying to bring awareness to gun rights instead of people trying to demonize the gun. And that's why I got part of Florida Carry.
Okay. And then a little bit about Florida Carry. Give us a little bit of background on that organization. What do they have to offer somebody that wishes to join? And stupid question, but is it open to people from out of state?
Yeah, it's open to anybody. It's a nonprofit. It's probably one of the here in Florida. I think it's the second or third largest grassroots organization in Florida, and they you can sign up for as little as $25. So kind of like a basic membership, all the way up to lifetime membership, which is about a $500 membership. And what they do offer is their team, their board of directors are always fighting litigation. They go up to Tallahassee. They have a great lawyer firm that is right behind them that stands for gun rights. And they actually, here in Florida, they've actually helped create laws that are based, that help protect, like preemption laws. Florida Carry was part of a preemption law here in Florida, and it was crucial because every city, every county had different laws on firearms. And so when they created that preemption, it created it for the entire state, and that was Florida Carry. So they do a lot of great things. They're trying to they file lawsuits against anything that's unconstitutional, things like that.
What I really like are these events that you've gone to, these fishing events that you guys have hosted. I watched the videos of the people panicking and calling in saying, oh, there's guys with rifles walking up and down the pier and the beach and stuff. And you're showing photos of people fishing, smiling, showing off their catches. Yeah, they got a gun over their shoulder, but so, and what? And we'll get to the statute here in a little bit because people need to understand a little bit about Florida gun laws too.
Yeah.
But you guys, I see a happy community, a mixed, diverse group of people that are enjoying their rights to carry. Okay, there's statute right to bear arms, right?
Right.
And again, there's little provisions that you have to follow. And then I will watch these videos of the interactions that you have with police officers. Now, I'm going to say right now, there are conversations that come up where there are people that get upset about individuals that do open carry their long guns. Okay, they go up and down the street. Sometimes it's done just simply to get a reaction out of the police. Sometimes, or people are trying to make a valid point, right? But the thing is, you guys are operating with, you have a specific statute that is designed to protect your right. So you're not doing anything out of the ordinary. And again, many people can do this anyway, but you have a specific statute and people still flip out about it. They still freak out about it. And so that really kind of gets to me. So talk to us a little bit about gun carry laws in Florida. Let's kind of fill people in case they don't know. Every state is different. Can you just open carry if you want to without a permit, or are you a constitutional carry state? I mean, I know the answers, but I want you to tell the audience.
We are not a traditional open carry state. We used to have an open carry law pre-1987. Then they adopted the CCW here in Florida. And then I think there's roughly 13 exceptions that allow you to open carry at your home, your place of business, and then to a gun range, and then fishing, hunting, and camping. And the section that we're going to be talking about is 790.25, Section 3, subsection H. And that's the one for fishing, hunting, and camping. There's a few others. You'll look into them. And the same thing you were saying about the police interactions is that under the Florida statute, that same section I'm talking about, under Section D or subsection D, that allows the officers to openly carry their firearms. So Section D, subsection H, there's not a few, there's only a few letters in between. And so for police officers to say they don't know the law, that's a farce for sure.
And the name of Mike's channel on YouTube, it's the Solo Yacker, and you see his interactions with the police. He's got audio footage or audio recordings that you post of the calls that have been made and stuff. And a lot of what you're telling me, you see in the videos, you were pointing out to these officers that the right that they have to carry their firearm for duty is in the same family tree as the right that you have to the statute that you have to go to and from your hunting and fishing activities. And these police officers either try to ignore that or they don't know it. But it's like if a special law has been created and the whole public's been notified about it, why are we still having problems? Why isn't there, an issue? And a lot of times I wonder if the cops aren't just coming out there because they want to try to get you on something, but they can't, or they're just responding because if they don't, it's going to look bad to the public. Let's talk about the statute real quick. I want to post the memo that you sent me, and you want to explain what this is. This is the open carry in Palm Beach public service announcement is what this is. I'm going to go ahead and screen share this for you guys so you can see it. Yeah. So it says Palm Beach Police Department wants to advise our residents that we recently encountered a group of people on the Royal Park Bridge. There's approximately 8 to 10 individuals open carrying firearms while appearing to fish from the side of the bridge. And then it goes into the definition of open carry, and it talks about the statute 790.25.3, where it says that open carry is permitted while hunting, fishing, camping, gun shows, or while target shooting at a gun range, and while going to and from such activities. Seems pretty cut and dry to me, Mike. What do you think?
Yeah, it's cut and dry. And then they also went on to talk about more of if they show up in numbers, it's going to be a First Amendment.
A First Amendment demonstration. And then it says that will end up with a police interaction, I think is how is what it is what the public. So people understand that when there are groups of people, there will be police that will show up to talk to the group of people that are gathering to fish, that are fishing. You guys are fishing.
Yeah. At the end of the day, and same thing with any law-abiding citizen, we just want to be left alone. We don't. Yeah. We're not out there antagonizing people, and that's what. And that's at the beginning that we're talking about. March 23rd, we went out open carrying. 3 days later, I think it was on a Monday, they posted that, and then I requested the 911 calls from that day on, and those 911 calls almost took me a month to get. So I ended up from there. It was they wrote that. The Palm Beach Post wrote like 3 different articles, and they kind of bastardized us. They made us look like we were out there trying to, get some kind of reaction or try to do something or sue them. And that's not our intention. Our intention is always to talk to people, let them know about their rights, let them know about what's going on in legislation where we actually have 50 gun bills, anti-gun bills on legislation right now. And that's what our goal is every time. And they just kept trying to bastardize us. So I went to their town hall meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to their town hall meeting, I let them know how I felt. And then they wrote another article, once again, trying to make me look like a demon, making me look like the bad guy. So I was like, something, I'm going back and I'm going to go fish. And since you guys don't like it, sorry about your luck. And from that day I went back, it was, I think I had 8 or 9 officers or 8 or 9 police cars follow me for over about 3 or 4 hours and about 6 miles that I walked.
Have you had any local news interaction at all? Have they tried to project things from the pro carry side at all? Have you had interactions? Yeah.
There have been positives. They try to, most the news media on video will keep it as it is, but a lot of times the news or media in general tries to make it look like we're the bad guys.
They'll show the guns before they show the people. They'll show the gun and the fishing pole in the hand before they show the face, right? Before they show the statue, which is within your legal bounds. Exactly.
There was one specific picture on that bridge. A good friend of ours brought his 2-year-old son with him. Once again, as a gun owner, we all understand that we're, having a 2-year-old or having a 50-year-old, it doesn't matter, and that's just to show the public, hey, even with a child here, these firearms aren't the issue. And that's what we try to promote. I plan on bringing my family, my wife, and I haven't been able to get my other son to go, but same principle is like you can bring any walks of life around lawful people, and the gun isn't the issue. As soon as you start dealing with criminals and other people, that's when there's an issue.
So there's a comment that's made on the YouTube side, and I want you to respond to this because I want to make sure we hear the story. Getting arrested in Miami illegally, there's a lawsuit pending.
Yes,
so
sir.
What was that all about? Tell us about that event.
I am going to give you as much as I can.
Okay,
it is
understand. Yes. Yeah.
No. It is an ongoing litigation. We went to Miami, open carrying. At the time, we were only carrying handguns at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 officers walked up. I looked down the barrel of about three pistols pointed at my head.
So they just pulled the guns on you right away. Did they say drop the weapon? Did they say they just rolled up on you with guns drawn?
They were just like, hey, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands down, hands up, hands down. And it was very you hear the audio, and it's exactly like that. They were like, hands up, hands down.
I remember hearing that in a hotel with an exterminator guy putting his hands up and down, and then he got smoked. So did you have a fishing pole in your hands too at the time?
It was leaning up against the railing. We were all we're all looking over the railing. Fishing poles are like within 6 inches of us.
Sure. And maybe you guys were getting ready to go home. You're kind of packing it up for the day, or you were just getting there.
We just got there. The event started at 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
At 9:30, we were approached by a park ranger, and he was like, "Oh, this isn't lawful." And
so really,
and then we actually had a printout, and we handed him copies. And we handed him the printout, and he was like, "Oh, I don't care about what your piece of paper says." So, and then from there, that's where it was a downhill motion after that park ranger.
Just for the record, that's a real police siren. That's not we're not putting this in there for a dramatic effect, right?
No, like I said,
we were talking about the thunder of the storm happening in Florida. We're trying to make this into something dramatic, right?
They're coming for you, man.
Not after me. No, they're not after me.
If you suddenly drop out of the chat, we know it's the NSA.
Yeah. All right, we'll come get you. We'll do a GoFundMe for your bail right away. Okay. Hey, real quick, Mike, I want to let our other East Coast brother, David Bowling, introduce themselves real quick. The Kingpin's with us. And so, David, why don't you go ahead and say a few words and maybe comment on the situation? What do you think, buddy?
Oh, man, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And, there's a lot that I want to say about this, and I'm probably I'll just be brief about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really a shame that a law-abiding citizen has to defend themselves against this kind of nonsense on a regular basis. I could understand, the first time maybe him and his friends went fishing and somebody saw it, they were like, "Oh no, what's that going on?" They called the cops because they were scared. But, if these guys are regular fishermen, and they're regularly out in public, and they're regularly peaceful and cool and just doing their thing. Constant harassment is absolutely unacceptable, and it sucks that he has to go through it.
Well, being trailed by the police, man. Did you have some camera footage of that the whole time? Were you filming it? Did you just put your GoPro up on the dash and like, hey, look what's behind me? And you've got like friggin' black Suburbans following you all the way to your driveway, you know?
If you the one in West Palm, yeah, like as I'm walking through, like there's one parked right in, like blocking the sidewalk. Walk past him, go down. There's another one. There's a couple more up on the railing, and they basically just all they did. They knew I was out there, and all they did was watch. And towards the end of my video, they said that there's an unguarded beach sign. And they were like 50 yards past that, you can start fishing. I'm like, okay. I fished it in the morning, went to a bridge, came back. And when I came back, one of the rookie cops, he obviously didn't get the memo I was out there. And he was like, oh, you have to be 50 feet. And I'm like, dude, I'm like 300 feet away from wherever. And I actually Googled it, and I was 358 feet from that sign to where I was fishing. And it's just like, they just don't like, that town is very liberal. Moms Demand Action comes from that town. Like a lot of the anti-gun, Moms Demand Action, March of Our Lives, it all stems from like West Palm as you move further south. And it's just unreal.
And the worst part about it, these are probably some of the best fishing spots, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you're sitting out there casting your reel, just enjoying life, and you got four PDs rolling in on you, guns drawn, or they're walking up on you, hands on their hips. Hey, what are you doing? And I love your response, Mike. Your response is great. I'm fishing, officer. I know, but what are you doing? I'm fishing. What do you want from me? You catch anything?
Like, what do you want from me?
Not yet. God, it's terrible,
it's
man.
Called fishing, not fishing.
It's like, we try to create something to explain to people that you have this little sheltered right to do this, and they can't leave you alone. It just drives me nuts to watch these videos. And that's, oh, man. Oh, my God.
Now, here's the thing. The average citizen probably is unaware of the state law allowing this. I found this in Michigan. We have open carry laws here, and most people are totally unaware of them. And I think it's good that you're out there giving the public, you're more or less saying, look, here we are. We're not hurting anybody. We're obeying the law. This is the law. We didn't create it. This has been here, and now you're aware of it. But for law enforcement to act like they're unaware of it, or for them to go, well, we don't care what the law is. We're going to do what we want to do. It's just unacceptable. For the average citizen not to understand and to maybe call in a 911 call, not knowing, not being aware is one thing, but for the law enforcement. And the other thing is with the open carry. Oh crap! I got so into the first part, I forgot where I was going to go with that. But hold on, I'll get back to you.
All right. So Mike, I want to say something. There's some comments coming up on the YouTube side, and they're right. And what I like about you, and I agree with this on tacos and French fries over there.
Tacos and French fries. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
He's saying what he likes about you is you're very polite and you try to educate the people, and you got an incredible amount of patience when you're dealing with these police officers. You don't get belligerent, you don't get vulgar, you don't freak out on them, you don't scream. You explain the statute, you explain the laws. I mean, it's like, and you're trying to educate them, and that is. And you got a copy of the law with you. Say, look, and you had it with you. I remember them saying, the statute is in the bag. You can find it in the bag, officer. It's right there. Let me grab it and show you. And that's what people need. Is that what Squib's saying is right? People need this education.
Yeah. This is why I open carry in Michigan, because there's a lot of people here that aren't aware that it's a law here, and it's been a law for a long time, and that it's totally legal to do. I haven't had any sort of negative interaction with law enforcement here. But, there could be that day. Maybe I do need to keep a copy in my back pocket when I'm out there carrying, but I really don't feel unsafe doing it here. Maybe somewhere else, might be a whole different story. But I was wondering, do you have state preemption that prevents that city from creating an ordinance preventing you from open carrying? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's going to be Florida State Statute 790.33. And that's our preemption law. Pre-1987, we actually had open carry. but you had to know every city, every county throughout the state of Florida, because every city and county had different ordinances on firearms. So, and that was a big part to do with Florida Carry. Florida Carry actually created, or was a part of that law. They helped create that law so that when they adopted the concealed weapons license here in Florida, it was throughout the entire state of Florida that it's a preemption. So everywhere I go, whether it be in the city, whether it be in the county, whether it be on a beach, I know my gun laws everywhere in the state because they're all the same.
And see, that's part of the problem they're fighting in Pennsylvania right now, is the mayor of Pittsburgh and the governor of Pennsylvania are ignoring state preemption laws. We've got a similar situation here in Michigan, where Wayne County, where Detroit is located, is trying to ignore state preemption laws. I don't know that they're going to get anywhere, but we do have an anti-gun governor now, so who knows? And we have an anti-gun AG, so we may be in the same boat as you guys, you know, with having to amp up what we do to get people aware. Because I think it's good that you're going out there fishing, or even if you are just standing there with a pole, it's still the same thing. It's to make people aware, make guns an everyday thing, where the law-abiding citizen is not the person you need to be worried about. You need to be worried about the bad guy, and maybe you should exercise your right to protect yourself. You know, just make it mainstream.
100%. Yeah, it's so true, man. Because especially here in Florida, I mean, I always talk about the Parkland. I mean, it was a horrible tragedy. Even the one in Orlando, at the Pulse nightclub. I mean, horrible. I mean, all these things, and I'm not saying Florida's a hot spot for these things happening, but it seems to be a hot spot, and I think that's what Moms Demand Action, March of Our Lives, you know, Bond, ban assault weapons now. All these anti-gun groups are all popping up here in Florida. And we have, like, I'm not joking, we have 50 anti-gun bills. One of them includes high-capacity magazines and specifically the AR-15. And they're trying. They're literally going after one specific firearm. And, like, if they get high capacity, I'm sorry, my Glock 23 that I carry, I become a felon. You know, and none of these gun laws
magazines that they're going after for the AR-15 are actually standard capacity.
Standard.
So
it's a standard, and it's,
right. But I know they list it as high capacity, but that's how they get the general public to think that these things are dangerous or any. I mean, any firearm is dangerous if used inappropriately. But they call standard capacity high capacity, and then it just becomes the norm. And then 2-3 generations later, they're demonized.
And that's what I'm trying to do, and that's half of it. You know, I'm 6'1", $155 on a soaking wet day, and they want to demonize me, and I'm like, just because I'm carrying a firearm. And it's really about the operator. You know, at the end of the day, it's about I know I'm not a crazy person. Yeah. It's about the crazy people getting guns. It's about the ones that, are debatable, that should even have, or domestic violence, or you're, a violent criminal. You shouldn't be around a firearm because you have violent tendencies, or you're uncontrollable, or whatever. And it's unfortunate that we have to go out and undemonize something that, 20 years ago wasn't an issue, but now where we're at, it's become an issue, and they blame the firearm for it.
So with this litigation that's going down, have you reached out to the GOA for any kind of legal assistance, or the NRA, or anybody? I mean, are you just doing this out of your own? Is Florida Carry helping you? Florida Carry's helping you?
Yep, Florida Carry. Yep, they're 100% behind it. There was 6 of us that day, and like I said, it's ongoing, and Miami will definitely, they're going to learn some way, somehow. The lawsuit is filed some way, somehow they've learned, and that's what it's about, is education.
Yeah.
And even through all I think it's like 40 something videos, 50 videos I've got, I'm trying to make it safer for anybody that doesn't have the money to purchase a concealed weapons license, but that fishes. They can go out and they can still protect themselves. And I feel that I've slowly helped make it a lot safer for folks that feel comfortable doing it.
Now, when these get-togethers, your fishing events, when they grow in number, do you guys get a permit ahead of time so it doesn't turn into a First
No
Amendment
permit.
protest classification by the cops? Or
No, we're going fishing.
okay,
I don't need a permit to go fishing.
okay,
Even if it's 100 people and I get one of the last things we had was in Ocala, and there was roughly about 150 of us. And no permit. We went to a parking garage. 150 people showed up, parked in the parking garage, and we walked. We walked to our fishing spot. We had a police escort that day too, as well, and they were basically blocking off as we were crossing major roads. They would stop traffic and allow 150 people to walk across. But we don't really need a permit to do a activity that is more like an average activity. It's one thing if we just were kind of just standing around and hanging out, but that's not what we do. We go out, we go fishing, we try to do normal things like normal people. We have barbecues and all that good stuff. And
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the big question I have is how do we support you? I mean, because I'm in the middle of Nebraska where, I might see the ocean once a decade. How do we support you and what you represent and what you're trying to do? Obviously, sharing your channel around, having you on podcasts. We want to get you over on gunchannels.com so you can post your videos over there too. What do you need? What can we do for you?
All I can say is go to Florda Carry. There's a lot of things going on with the NRA. I love the NRA. I'm not a big I'm not a member, but I feel for them because they did great things and they still do great things. But Florida Carry, we need a lot of help here in Florida because, like I said, they're really trying to strip our gun rights, and anything that Florida Carry gets really does make a huge difference because, like I said, they're in Tallahassee. They're fighting against anything and everything, and they actually had a lawsuit against the bump stock ban that we had, and unfortunately, that one's going to be a hard one to get back right now. So Florida Carry, join my channel, and just get out there and educate people. Do it peacefully. Try to, if you run into those butters, don't fight them. Just educate them and try to help them understand that just because you're carrying a firearm doesn't make you a bad person. You're not hurting a cause. You're expressing your right as you should.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How often do you get the why bother kind of questions, or the what do you think that you're going to do to change anything kind of stuff? Like how do you respond if you get those type of questions, and do you get those type of responses a lot? Like what are you going to do to change anything kind of stuff?
I definitely do get those questions. They say, "Oh, what are you doing? You're only hurting a cause." Just recently, I sent in all my paperwork to Tallahassee to become a state representative. So that's my comeback to them is like I am trying to make a change, and even with the videos that I've done, Florida Carry will use those to hopefully find a representative that is pushing for constitutional carry, and that's going to be half of what I'm trying to push is for constitutional carry, because I don't want somebody from Michigan or California or wherever have to try to, I got to Google what I can do and what I can't do. I want them to come here in Florida and know that whether you open carry, concealed carry, or not carry, that's up to you. I want Florida to be that state to say, hey, guns are welcome here, and however you want to carry, that's your right. Because the Second Amendment was written in 1776 and it was ratified in 1789. So since 1789, it is our God-given right to carry a firearm. Yeah. How you carry it, I don't care.
What about just restrictions on buying guns in general? Like here in Nebraska, if you want to buy a handgun, you have to get either a concealed carry permit or you have to have a firearm purchase permit for a handgun to buy it new or used from a retail outlet. Do you guys have the same kind of situation in Florida with like pistols, handguns, firearms in general?
No, no. They just raised it to 21. So handguns, rifles, anything, any kind of firearm, you have to be 21 and up. And once again, that's something as a representative of Florida, I want to switch it back, because if we're willing to send our 18-year-olds to war.
You just read my mind.
They should be able to fire. And I believe that handguns, I still think 18-year-olds should be able to purchase them, but I don't think I'm ever going to get to that level. But I definitely think rifles for those that want to hunt. Even for my son who's 14, I went out and bought him the M&P 1522 that I carry with me.
Mm-hmm.
I bought that for him, and he doesn't have an interest in firearms yet. That firearm will always be there for him. It's just we need to teach our kids the responsibility of firearms. That way they have that knowledge. The younger we teach them, the more respect they have for it later.
Well, and look at what it takes, what it takes for you to get the gun to the beach and back safely, and the safety you practice while doing so, and the fact that you've not had any issues and nobody's been shot yet. There's been no discharges at any of your events. I mean, what better way to show the public? I mean, there's a lot that goes into. You're not just going to throw it over your shoulder and go and put the kid under your arm. I mean, there's certain things you do to get yourself ready for that trip. And I mean, that's definitely demonstrating to people that you can own these things responsibly. Not everybody's going to be a murderer,
Yeah, exactly. And that's the undemonizing of it,
Mm-hmm.
Law-abiding citizens have respect. We understand what a firearm will do. When it discharges, we know that bullet's not going to stop until it hits something or runs out of speed. And you have to be able to control that. And that's the law-abiding side, or that's the control side of it. Like, I'm not going to draw my firearm unless I feel imminent threat to my life.
And
so that's the same thing with all the panels.
Yeah. When I listen to these calls and stuff that people make in, many times the dispatchers are trying to calm the people down. They're like, "Sir, I know we've got a unit out there talking to them. Sir, they're within their rights." That one guy, man, he's like, "Well, I just don't feel safe. Nobody needs to do that." I'm like, nobody needs to take your crap, dude. I mean, seriously. And the dispatcher's like, I know you need to understand that they have a right to be there. And this guy's like, he can't handle the reality.
I don't care.
Yeah, but the guy drives in rush hour traffic and risks his life every time he gets in a car.
Yeah,
but he doesn't feel safe with you walking around with, and something I thought about earlier and I didn't ask. You guys aren't brandishing, right? You've got it slung or you've got it holstered. You're not waving them around or muzzling people, right? Yeah. If nobody's brandishing,
your firearm, it's just an adjustment. We just adjust. It gets a little uncomfortable at times. 4 or 5 hours. You got to kind of move it around and try to adjust to feel comfortable again.
Well, yeah, but that's not brandishing. So as long as somebody's not brandishing a weapon, and understand too that sometimes brandishing can stop the incident from getting to a point where you have to use deadly force, right? But so it's a judgment call.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to talk about just in general when you're walking out in public. If you're doing something, if you're muzzling people, if you're pointing it where it's not supposed to be, you don't have it slung or holstered or something like that where okay, it's not doing anything, it's not even pointed in your general direction. Then the person that's complaining about not feeling safe, yet they get in their car and they get on that road and they drive in that thunderstorm and to get to the fast food restaurant because they just can't live without their Big Mac or whatever. And that's more dangerous than you walking down the street with your rifle slung or with your pistol holstered.
Yeah. There's probably more natural causes. Go ahead.
Basically just letting it point to the ground. That's what we do. We tell everybody, let it point to the ground, because you point it up, it's got to go up and it's got to come down. So we always try to tell people, always just sling it and let it point to the ground. If it does happen to go off, at least it's a 2 foot. It's going to go into the ground.
Yeah. No, I was going to say there's probably more natural causes that are more dangerous in the state of Florida than a firearm. You've got sharks, you got gators, you got pythons, you've got freaking little lizards. Man, you guys got everything down there.
Yeah,
so
snakeheads. I mean, you got snakeheads now down there too. Especially to crawl out of the river into your swimming pool.
Oh yeah, no. We just I'd say about 15 minutes from where I am, there was a 10-foot gator in somebody's pool. Thing got out of the pool and started climbing up and tried to get into the house. Like they were like trying to climb through like their little window that was facing the pool. And you see it, the ladies like videotaping this gator trying to get into her house. And it was just like the unreal thing. And that's why we carry. That's why we open carry while we're fishing hunting camp. Those gators, I'm telling you, They come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Did you see the size of the python they pulled out of Okeechobee the other day?
Yeah,
Like,
for 16 foot or something like that. 14, 16 foot.
no, they pulled out a 20+ foot one the other day.
Oh, another one.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
wow.
thing was huge.
So I can see why you need these firearms to get to the best fishing spots and the best hunting spots, because you got to deal with all the other nature that wants to. Because remember, once you're out in the woods, you're now on like pretty much the bottom of the food chain. Is that how it works? You know, because everything out of nature wants to kill you. You know, yeah.
We've got bobcats, we got Florida panthers, we got pythons, we got gators, and then yeah, I mean, it's just there's so much in the like even in this rural areas, there are still bobcats and panthers and gators right here in the city, and it's not, you know, for the most part, I don't think I'm gonna have to shoot a gator or something, but you just never know, because like I was literally fishing one day and there's a gator within like 6 to 8 feet of me. And I didn't even notice him until he noticed me and he hopped in the water. And I was like, whoa, what was that? You know, and like, it's serious, you know, very serious.
So, do you guys have any events coming up anytime soon? Do you guys have any fun little fishing events lined up that you guys are going to bring together this summer? Or what do you got going on?
I know we have one in September. I think it's September 14th. It's a Saturday. It's on the west coast of Florida. June. I'm actually having a baby in 7 days, so I'm going to be very dormant through the month of May.
You're going to be wearing some different arms at that point. You're going to be dealing with some loaded diapers, is what you're
saying. Yeah, loaded diapers. Oh man, I'm going to lose so much sleep now. I don't have enough sleep between all of what I've got going on, and this baby is going to take away a lot more of my sleep. So, but
are you guys going to have a boy or a girl?
I'm having a girl. Her name's going to be Oceana.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, you had been saying, "Oh, this is going to work out good. I can get your show done right before I have the kid." You know. And
yeah.
Awesome. Everything's working out.
Have you seen the Voodoo tactical diaper bags?
Yes. Yeah.
the double deuce is one of them, isn't it? Isn't that one of them?
You got a pocket for your diapers, your bottles, and then there's a side pocket for your EDC pistol.
Yeah. And then it has like something that you pull the back out, and it's a baby changing station or something, and it has like a target on it that you stick the butt on and everything.
Oh God. Tactical baby gear, man. That's where it's at right there. So, well, I mean, just because you got to make a Walmart run at 2 a.m. and you got to take the kid with us, I mean, you got to be disarmed. I mean, you should be able to comfortably, you know.
Comfortably be able to protect my baby, because that's why I do carry. I was carrying before for a reason. Now I've got an extra reason to carry. It's just to protect my baby.
Nice. So Rich, what do you think about all this? I want to pick your brain for a little bit. These guys that are hosting the fishing events, what do you think? We need more of these things going on around the country, or what? More of these preemptive laws going on?
I'm for whatever can bring more attention to the issue.
Yeah. And like I said, you know, if I had thought that what you were doing was something reckless or risky, or you were doing this to get, you know, I mean, you're getting attention, unfortunately, because you're just operating within the boundaries of the law. I wouldn't have asked you to be on here if I thought that you were intentionally trying to incite some sort of a disagreement with law enforcement, because it's a very dangerous thing, as you've discovered, what you've had to deal with, because in all these videos, guns have been drawn on you, or they're rolling up on you, or they've got their hands on their hips. And it's so hard for me to fathom that you are operating within your legal rights. And it's the police reaction that really bothers me the most. I mean, are these officers educated on the statute? Do they understand that they will encounter people in Florida, a coastline state, that will be fishing with firearms? Do they not understand this, or what? Are these officers that have no experience with it, or?
What we're dealing with is, you know, we have a lot of what they call snowbirds, and that a lot of them do come down here, and they either move from New York or wherever, and they come and move to us. And when they move to us, I think because of their more stringent laws, they don't understand the law here. And once again, it's rookie school 101. They teach these officers. It's just about them retaining that knowledge. And I think they seem to forget or they just skip over it. And that's half of what I've been trying to do in educating not just law enforcement, but the public is, and that's where these videos actually help Floridians in general, is because because they're out there. And now they're taking notice to it. Ever since the Miami incident and couple other incidents that I've had, they're starting to take notice. And I like, even the West Palm that I went to, one of the officers, he's like, he recognized me, and he's like, I know who you are. And he's like, I know you're out here doing what you're doing. Have a good day. And that was it. That was the end of our interaction. I just kept walking, and that's how it should be. I don't care if you want to talk to me. Just don't start violating my rights. Yeah. Don't put me in handcuffs. Don't say I'm doing something wrong. You know, you treat me like a human, I'll treat you like a human. We'll go about our day and we'll have a good time.
Yeah, I'm gonna treat you like my own son.
Oh God, that guy. Like I could.
That was one of the police officers. You're like, why do you gotta treat me like I'm some kind of a criminal? And the guy goes, I'm gonna treat you like you're my own son. And I'm like, where is he coming for with this? Like, what, is he gonna whip his belt off and start whooping you, or what? You know, like
if he honestly treats his children like that, I would not. I would disown my father.
Divorce my parents.
I'm like, I'm done with you, Dad. I'm done.
Yeah.
Yes. Here, the cops don't care if you're carrying. They just ask. They'll more talk to you about what you're carrying than if you're carrying legal or not. Because West Virginia, you can carry open or concealed without a permit. But if I cross the bridge over the Potomac River, then I'm a felon for carrying.
Yeah.
Because then I'm in Maryland.
And that could be just a couple hundred yards. And sometimes that's the scary part, is like, if you're not following it to a T, they're scrutinizing you, waiting for you you flick a cigarette butt or you do this. They're just waiting for that moment to go and get you. And I, like, we went to Lake Worth, and I saw a bumper sticker that was kind of folded down, and it said, "Freedom isn't free." And, you know, me being a nice guy and a law-abiding citizen, I'm like, oh, I'm going to try to fix it. I went to push it up and try to reattach it. The police were watching, and they came as soon as that happened. Instantly, they were right on us. Like, what are you doing to that car? I'm like, I'm just trying to fix the bumper. And he goes, oh, you're touching the bumper? I'm like,
oh my God.
Like, I'm like, dude, like, let me just get a couple seconds of words out, and you'll understand what I was doing. And that's like, whether it be a First Amendment audit or a Second Amendment audit, you have to, you really follow every law to a T. And I mean, I screwed up, yeah, but it wasn't like, there was no ill will, no intent of trying to harm anything. I was just trying to, you know, it was folded down, trying to be nice.
Yeah.
So you really, when you're doing things out in the public like this, definitely follow the law to a T. And that's what I do.
Yeah. And you know, like I said, I want everybody to check out the channel. Okay, Solo Yacker over there on YouTube. Okay, check out his channel. And then, do you post the same videos on the Florida Carry channel too? Is there the Florida Carry? They've got their own also. Are they posting the same videos as you, or are you posting the videos under Florida Carry?
We have, I believe it's 11 different regions throughout Florida. So there's a lot of groups. I kind of function between region 6 and 9, which is like the top of Volusia County all the way down to Palm Beach County. So I cover like 9 different counties in Florida, and we all do them all over. It's not just me. It just seems that a lot of my videos are the ones that everybody sees. So there are other people. It's just mine are more prevalent in Florida.
And I'm totally for, you know, the idea of being able to bear the arms whenever you need to, whenever you feel like it. Is it hard to get your carry permit in Florida? Is it expensive? Because in Nebraska, it's about a $200 process by the time it's all said and done. You got to burn a whole day in class. You got to pay the $100 for the class, $100 for the fingerprinting and the background check.
Yep, same thing. Ours is the paying of the government's about $120, $130, and then you have to go and take a course, which is about $50 to $60. So you're talking $200 said and done. I actually received mine after the Miami incident. I had already sent it off and did all that. I got my permit back on that Monday after I had guns drawn on me. So it was a real weird kind of coincidence how I got my concealed weapons license after I got guns pointed at me.
Yeah. Oh man. So Kingpin, Squib, you guys have any thoughts on this at all? What do you think? Are they doing the right thing?
Well, I like how he talked about, being a good representative for the community.
Yeah.
I have had my own opinions about 2 incidents that happened in Florida where the person used the stand your ground, and they were deemed within the law, within their rights, but ethically, morally, responsibly, I don't agree. And from my standpoint, it isn't a matter of I want to see somebody fry or I want to throw our own to the wolves. My thing is, in states where you have stand your ground or constitutional carry or some of these other things that aren't in every state, when you do something that might be within your legal rights, but it's not what they call a good shoot, all you did was set back every other state that is trying to get this. So when I open carry in my state, or when I used to conceal carry, I was a good ambassador, not just because I'm a law-abiding citizen, but because I don't want to be the person in Michigan that does something that they're going to use as an example, so that a state next to me or far away from me doesn't get our rights. That does something.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's a good point. And that's about the same thing for me. It's being an ambassador. You have to be on your P's and Q's all the time, whether it be on. I'm always on my P's, but in front of the media, in front of police, law enforcement, whether it be anybody. I mean, just the public in general, because if they see you acting a fool, that's how they're going to perceive every gun owner, as a fool. And that's not how I want to represent myself. I know in Miami I got a little mouthy, but you have to understand I think it was probably maybe like the 5th or 6th time that I had ever open carried, and now I've got guns drawn, and from that day I've actually calmed down like tenfold.
Well, you've been conditioned to almost being killed. I mean, eventually you're going to get used to it. It's like a soldier going to war. At some point, you're not going to have that initial shock every time the barrels are drawn on you.
Right. Absolutely.
Now, I want to talk about your channel a little bit. I'm looking at your video selection. You've got a lot of really cool videos over there. Are you over on Gunstreamer and UGEtube?
What's that?
Are you also over on Gunstreamer and UGEtube? Do you put your videos up on other places too?
I just started putting stuff up on Reddit and a couple other. I think it's just one, but like I don't have a lot of time, so it's like a lot of those channels. I mainly stick to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, but I have my buddy's been really telling me go to Reddit and go to a few other places to really kind of get that message out in those places, because they're not YouTube. They allow a lot more. They're a lot more lenient on stuff. I've been told to go to other sources to really get that content out there.
That's good, and that's just it's unfortunate that things like Gunstream and YouTube just have not exploded, and GunTube.org, because that's where the soul of everything is, because we're doing what YouTube allows us to do, and who knows how long we're going to be able to do this, and with them being one of the biggest search engines in the world, we got to do what we can to take advantage of the time that we have with these different social media networks. Are you also over on, you guys on Facebook too?
Yep. I'm under Michael Soliaker Taylor, and you'll find me there. You can follow me. I get so many friend requests. I try, if you know people within the people that I know, more than likely you're going to get accepted, because you're friends of mutual people.
I do that with Instagram. If it's like this person's friends with David Bowen Kingpin or Squib or Rich White, it's like, oh yeah, I'll automatically friend you.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like you're within a community, and that's the thing. Is like our community. That's the part. It's like there's a big fight between open carry and concealed carry, and the two, we need to stop bickering. There's no more bickering about it, because like whether we're open carrying or concealed carrying, when they strip your right, you're not going to be able to do either one. It don't matter. We're all going to end up moving to Texas, Tennessee, or wherever we can.
Nebraska.
In the 2A community, the infighting has been going on a long time, and I just don't ever see it going away. It's unfortunate. There are people out there that are calling for all of us to lock arms and be kumbaya, but as soon as you deviate from what they want, now you're, so everybody, I do it. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I do it too. Everybody's got their reason for being in the fight. Everybody's got their way that they handle it. Everybody's got what they call winning. Everybody's got, their opinion on everything from caliber to the NRA to whatever. And I think our differences can be both a strength and a weakness. And I think it's just something that we're never going to go away from. So you can call for it all you want. And I'm not saying you shouldn't stop calling for it, but I just think it's something that, unfortunately, in our community, it's just always going to be there.
Yeah. No, and I don't say it's a macho thing. It's not anything like that. I think, and once again, you're right. We're probably not. There's always going to be that squabble. It's just with anything, even for fishermen, like I snook fish and things, and there's always a squabble. Oh, you throw live bait. Oh, you throw lures. Oh, you throw this. And there's always going to be that squabble. But when shit hits the fan, that's when. And for Florida, shit is hitting the fan right now. And we're trying. That's why I reach out and say, hey, let's not fight each other about open or conceal. And I want that kumbaya just until they leave until we know that they're really not going to strip us of our rights. And that's just for Florida. I mean, in general, I think for most part, we're all pretty good and we all have our little quirks. But right now in Florida, we're struggling. We're hurting.
That kind of leads me into the question that I wanted to ask. You were talking about putting together a possible run for an elected office. Say you get elected to, your local office or your county office or your state office or whatever it might be. Do you aspire to move up higher and become like a politician, and not in a dirty way? I'm talking about somebody who's going to do this. You're going to stay in politics and you're going to stay in the activist realm, or are you more along the lines of get your message there, fight your fight, and then groom somebody else to take over? Like, what are your plans for your, unfortunately, I'll call it political future?
I plan on staying at the state level mainly. At the federal level, they oversee everything. At the state level, they have so much impact on our lives here, and that's where, like I said, they have 50 anti-gun bills right now. The federal level isn't really going to mess with the state. I mean, they may if it's really unconstitutional, but for the most part, the federal level is going to let state to state do what they want until it really infringes on a federal level. And I mean, unfortunately, I see all these bills that they're pushing, and they're definitely at a federal level, but the federal level isn't really trying to infringe or stop it. So it's really at a state level for me, whether it be, I don't think I'm going to run for a congressman. I think it's just going to be state representative, mayor, or governor type of thing. And I will stay active, even if I don't get elected, there will be an activism no matter what, whether I can open carry or not. I will show up to city hall meetings. I will show up to Tallahassee. I will show up to the Capitol. I will show up just to make my voice heard, because at this point my voice is getting louder, and because of my channel, it's getting louder. And as long as I keep making that point, it's crucial, and people will hear it and listen to it.
Yeah, I was about to say, be prepared to go to a lot of rallies, but I think that's a good thing. That's a great way to get your message out there, and don't be surprised, or at least make yourself available after you're done up there at the podium. If somebody wants to approach you and talk to you, be approachable. Talk to them. Some of these guys aren't, but other ones have been, in my experience, and it's kind of nice. Now, those guys are usually the ones that don't get elected, but still, it's the effort, because one day, maybe they will. Or maybe they will be on a campaign team for somebody else, and maybe they'll be able to put a bug in the ear. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen, even if you don't succeed right away. So I say, just be prepared to put in a lot of legwork, and be prepared to listen to a lot of people. But if this is what your passion is, I totally support you.
I appreciate that. No, and once again, this all started with guns pointed, and once I got passionate about, when I get passionate about anything, whether it be cooking, fishing, you name it, photography. I put my heart and soul into it, and I won't stop until I obtain a goal. And that's my goal, is to ensure that we keep our freedoms, because I'm watching a lot of our freedoms being, even your First Amendment is being a little bit trampled on. You know, I pray to God that our 4th and 5th and 6th and 14th never ever get trampled on, but we start losing the first two,
Yeah,
the rest
game over.
will follow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's crazy, crazy stuff you guys got going on. Jeez. But you know, you're keeping up, you're fighting the good fight, and it's going to be hard for you when the baby comes along. But you know, luckily with social media, you can do a lot of those things from your home, and you do have a growing channel, and that's definitely a bonus, man. I mean, you can definitely reach the masses, and I like your topics. You put out some great videos, and you are a very approachable first person. I mean, the way that you are professional and courteous with law enforcement and other people that have questions, you say hi to people when you're walking by them. I like their reactions too. Like, hey, how you guys doing today? They're like, where you guys from?
Oh my
New
God.
York. New York. And you're like, welcome to Florida. Just go walking by. That's freaking awesome, dude. I crack up half the time. I should be laughing, but I do, because it's like, man, this is, you know, you're just trying to, it really reminds me a lot of Nebraskans. You know, we're kind of weird like you. I'll explain it to you later, but yeah, it's a little too, we're like too neighborly, too, hey, what's up? You know, I think it's the sunlight for you guys. For us, it's because there's nobody that lives here. So you need to make human contact with a few people that you can, you know? Yeah. But I mean, it's cool that your channel's growing. Hey man, you're coming up on 6,000 subscribers. So anybody that's watching my channel, I'll post the link again to your channel on there. It'd be cool to get you up to 6,000 subs and get the channel growing and keep promoting it, getting it out there. I do think though, if you get over there to gunchannels.com, it'd be a good place. I know you're going to be busy and stuff when it comes to posting videos and stuff, but create your account. That way you can get in the inner circle and you can chat with us. You can share your messages. You can post your, you know, just a cut and paste of a link from your videos in the feed, and we can create a channel for you. So you got a place to post your videos if you want to. Me in the mornings, like when I post a video, I post to Gunstreamer, UGEtube, guntube.org. If you don't know my channel, I'm a little OCD about posting videos. I'm ridiculous with content. I'm just going to say that right now. Okay. I'm talking like 600 videos in the last 2 years. It's really bad. It's a problem I have. But when I post in the mornings, like I'll have the GunTube, I'll have the Gunstreamer, GunTube, UGEtube, Gun Channels, Facebook. All the tabs are open on my little computer. So I lift the lid. I can just cut and paste the video link in all those places. In about 5 minutes, I got all that stuff posted everywhere. So if you just sign up for Gunstreamer, sign up for UGEtube, get over to guntube.org, Gun Channels. If you just really want to just flood the message and get it out there, that's the best way to reach the masses. You know, unfortunately, Snapchat. Actually, you could post on Snapchat as long as you're not putting the guns in the pictures. You could post the. Do you have a Snapchat account? Are you over there?
No, I don't do Snapchat.
I understand that, but here's the deal. Here's the deal. All right,
Snapchat, man.
So if you want to reach the masses, the young people.
Yeah.
And you better hurry up, because Snapchat, kids are starting to leave Snapchat. But if you want to reach the youngins, myself being a public high school teacher, that's what kids are on. It's Snapchat. If you create an account, show the fishing photos, and you guys casting pools and stuff, you don't know. You might start to bring some people in that are enthusiastic about it. Like, wait a minute, these guys carry guns to events. What's this all about? And then they read about the statute and they learn about what you do. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to give you social media lessons, but I'm just saying, if you want to make your channel grow, man, get the message out there and spread the word, because what you're doing is great. It's great work that you're doing out there, man.
I appreciate it. No, I really do. Because sometimes I get, I hear the negative, I hear the positive, and sometimes I get a lot of negative, and it's I can accept it. I got thick skin, but it's just, and that's why I say it's like I get where they say I could be hurting the cause, but you can't hurt a cause when you're right. It's just about how we're carrying it, and everybody's so conditioned to say, "Oh, concealed carry is the way to carry." When it's like, for me, I didn't have a concealed weapons license, but fishing, hunting, camping was my life, and so that's what allowed me to carry a firearm.
Yeah,
openly.
Do you seem to get more negative feedback from the pro gun people about your message, your calls, your situation, stuff like that, or do you get the obvious, onslaught of anti-gunners who, are going to give you a hard time no matter what?
You get the anti-gunners no matter what. I mean, no matter how you're carrying, whether it be concealed or whatever. There's like, oh, they don't want firearms, but I do get a lot of the pro gun, and they just say, oh, open carry is stupid and this, and you're hurting the cause, and I don't. For me, I don't understand how I'm hurting something when I'm not hurting anybody. You know. So that's the hard part, is to accept, is hearing it from the pro people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's certain guns, and depending on what you're doing, where open carry is going to be the better option, because if you got something that you're going to have to use for alligator protection, you're not going to want like a shield 9mm. You know what I'm saying? You're going to want something like a 357 or a 44. And you get a 4, 5, 6-inch barrel, one of those. Like I got a Smith & Wesson 627 with a 4-inch barrel. That's an end frame Smith & Wesson revolver. That's going to be a hard revolver to conceal carry.
Yeah. No, it's a long gun. Yeah, it's bulky, and for me, even like when I conceal, I appendix carry. You know, it's not the most comfortable, especially once I start sitting down. The reason I enjoy open carrying is because it's, you know, I can put it at the 3 o'clock, I can put it at the 2, 4, wherever, and it's not digging into my hip. It's, you know, it's just more comfortable to open carry than it is to conceal. And I mean, I understand it, but it's just, that's why I like open carrying. It's mainly comfortability. I can access my firearm a lot easier. I don't have to worry about a t-shirt or whatever you know, any kind of garment that I'm wearing. I don't have to, it's all out of the way. It's just draw and go.
Typically, the argument you get from the person that says conceal carry or nothing, and I'm the person who says do what you want, but conceal, even though I primarily open, is that if you open carry, they're going to see you got the gun and you're the first person to die. And I'm like, seriously, that's your, this is the best you, how about they're going to walk in and go,
that's
oh,
their argument every time.
Well, and it's like, how about they're going to walk in and go, all right, I'm going to commit a crime, and oh, that guy's got a big 44 strapped to his hip. I think I'm going to go somewhere else. Okay? Now, both arguments really they are valid. You could be, they might walk in and they're hell-bent on doing something and they don't care that you're there. But there's a lot of criminals that if they know there's a weapon present, if they know there's law enforcement present, if they know there's some countermeasure present, they're going to go find a softer target. Now, you know, when I say that, concealed carry people get bent out of shape and go, so what you're saying is you think I'm wrong. No, never said those words at all, dude. Do what you want. I used to conceal carry. I've done both, okay? And it doesn't mean I'm against concealed carry at all. There are times where I think concealed carrying has a little bit more discretion on its side and is actually more practical. But for me, based on the laws in my state and what I prefer to do, and like you were saying, easier to access, more comfortable, you can wear it in any position, blah, blah, you know, you have a bigger gun, like what Rich is saying, you can carry a bigger gun, stuff like that. It works out better. So I think the people that are on the concealed carry side that want to vilify the open carry people, they're the ones that are doing our community a disservice. They're the ones that need to go, I respect your right to open carry, but I'm going to continue to conceal carry. And you go, I respect your right to conceal carry. And you know, you put your chocolate in my peanut butter. No, you put your peanut butter in my chocolate, right? So,
all right.
See, I told you it's going to turn into a food chat.
Yeah, and like you said, there's the key word is the but. I agree with the Second Amendment, but, or I conceal carry, but these open carry, and it's not about the buts, like, and that's why, you know, I keep saying the open carry, conceal carry, who cares? Like, and as gun owners, as lawful gun owner, and you know, you're not hurting nobody. Instead of, you know, like I've not everybody's going to open carry. I'm not pushing open carry on people. I don't try to ever push it. I want you to carry how you feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable carry conceal, conceal. If you feel comfortable open carry, open carry. I don't care. But instead of like beating each other up and going back and forth, you know, and we're probably never going to get past that. But that's what I feel about it, is that we don't want to stop trying to hurt each other and saying how we carry. Let's stand up together as carriers, whether either way, you know. That's how I look at it.
That's awesome, man.
One of the things that I wanted to mention real quick, and I don't want to go too far into it, but the people who say that the open carrier is going to be the first one attacked, has a very, very slight understanding of the criminal element. There isn't the spy. Dr. Evil's not every single bad guy on the street. The vast majority of the bad guys on the street are not gonna see a guy with a gun or a woman with a gun and say, "Hey, that's our target. Let's go get that person." That's a rare occurrence. That barely ever happens, ever. So to make that argument, you really need to maybe hang out with a criminal once in a while and find out what they're really like, because it's like totally empathetical for a person to get themselves hurt when they're trying to do bad stuff.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, for those who don't know what a 627 is, to put it in perspective, this is the revolver I'm talking about. This is not a small firearm by any stretch.
No,
not the size of a cordless drill, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big revolver. Hold rounds of 357 for crying out loud. You got to have a big revolver.
Yeah.
You're not going to carry this one very easily.
No, probably not.
No.
Well, you could do like a nice shoulder holster and then throw a, button up like a Hawaiian shirt over the top of it or something. God knows that's what
to put that in comparison, here's what I'm carrying today. This is a Taurus G2C.
Yeah.
You can see the size difference.
The barrel's got more metal on it than that entire gun. So, you're the revolver. And I got nothing but love for the G2C. All right, the PT-111 is what I cut my teeth on as kind of a shooter and stuff. So yeah. Oh man, that's some crazy.
I'm actually I'm gonna be raffling off at the end of the year. I'm actually gonna be giving away I haven't told people what kind of Smith & Wesson it is, but it's a new Smith & Wesson they just came out with, and I'm gonna be raffling that off at the end of the year.
Oh, sweet. Is that going to be like through a raffle through FloridaCarry.org, or how are you guys going to run it?
I may try to work with Florda Carry about that, but I may just end up doing it on my own. They are a non-profit organization, so I'm not. There's a lot of laws and stuff I have to go through about doing certain things. But as a person, as myself, I can basically, open to everybody. All you got to do is certain things. Get your, obviously you're going to be subscribing to my channel and then doing something, but that's the plan, and it's really to help try to promote gun, get people active. That's what the goal is to try to get people to make a noise, make a little bit, whether it be a 2A challenge or whatever. Let's really try to focus on doing something that protects our rights.
When are you planning on doing that? And make sure you give me a heads up on that too. Would you say you're going to do it again?
Oh, I will. I'm gonna start it in June. I'm gonna go from June all the way till about December. I'll probably raffle it off around Christmas time. It'll probably be Christmas Day when I do the raffle, and then or random drawing or whatever.
Cool.
And then I'll send it out at the end of the year. December 31st. It'll get sent to an FFL, whoever it is, wherever it goes. And then you fill out your FFL. As long as you go through that, you're going to get a new firearm for free.
Make sure you keep us in the loop, and we can make an announcement about it and let people know about it, and we'll get it promoted on the channels and tell everybody about it. So cool, man. That's all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Do you got anything else you want to mention at all? I mean, I'm not trying to move you on to the next topic at all. Is there anything else you wanted to say? I want to make sure we talk about. I want everybody to go check out your channel. I want everybody to subscribe to it. Now, I saw 5,996 something subs. Kingpin's correcting me. He says you're at 6,024 right now. So, Mike, that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, YouTube.
I jumped up friggin' 30 people and
hey, there we go.
Hours, there we go. Awesome.
All right, guys, make sure you check it out. And like I said, the videos are and this is a great example of how you're trying to be reasonable with people and you're trying to educate people, and they just don't have it. I mean, maybe it's because I'm in Nebraska. I don't encounter a lot of the personalities that you do. That might be a possibility. And I live in a very rural area, right? Which is going to be changing here eventually, and that's going to be interesting. But it's just I guess I never really directly encountered somebody just like flipping out on me like that, and I don't know. So give us some advice then. If we're at one of these events or if somebody's going to one of these events, let's say you're inspiring somebody to go to an open carry event. What needs to go through your mind as law enforcement approaches you? Because you've been through this experience several times now. you could practically write the manual. When you encounter cops and they come at you, what does a person need to know? Now, this is a dumb question, but I'm just curious because I've never had that happen to me before, and I don't know. I've had game wardens come up to me when I'm out hunting, no big deal, all right. But when these guys roll in, what needs to go through your mind? What's some advice you would give somebody that because there might be more people who say, hey, I want to go to an open carry event now. I want to do this. And you don't know. I mean, what do you got to tell them?
My first suggestion would be definitely have something rolling. Have a camera first and foremost, because here in Florida, I've actually ran into 3 different cities that they don't have any body cams. So you're basically saying it's your word against their word. So if you have any kind of video, cameras don't lie. And that'd be first and foremost. And then if you do see police officers starting to show up, start breathing. Because the one thing I noticed was, like, there is a tension because you're like, what are they going to do? Are they going to draw guns? Are they going to arrest me? Are they going to do this? So trying to put yourself in a calm state right out the gate. And at Miami, I wasn't ready for it. I mean, I thought I was ready. I saw them coming, but I didn't have that perception of what are they going to do. I was just, oh, here they come. This should be a good interaction. And next thing you know, I've got guns drawn. Mm-hmm. So just know that, guns will bring other guns, especially from law enforcement. Law enforcement, they have guns, and if they're not sure about laws and your state is kind of controversial about open carry, I would almost say just, start out slow. Go to places that you're comfortable at. Like if you've got a fishing hole that everybody knows you at, that's where you start. And then you start branching off into other places that you feel comfortable. So comfortability is key. And then as you get that comfortability, then you can start branching out into bigger cities and whatnot.
Yeah, it's definitely the way to do it. Yeah, once you go to that first rally, you start to feel a little bit empowered, and you start to realize that you do have a voice, that you can make a difference. That really starts to kind of get you conditioned to what you're going to be taking on, whether it's debating with somebody about firearms laws or trying to educate your family, or it's just, it's pretty much never ending once you get into it. And it's a good thing too. It's definitely a good thing. So,
cool. And even for my family, like my parents, my dad, specifically my dad, he's not anti-gun, but he doesn't agree. He doesn't agree with what I do. He's like, oh, you're, and it's unfortunate. Like, I love my dad, but it's just the way he is. And
do you think he doesn't agree with you, or that he worries about your safety?
I think it's more about worries about my safety, but he's just like, I don't agree. He always said those are the words that come out of his mouth. Is, I just don't agree with what you're doing. And I'm like, Dad, they are literally coming from him. And I tell him about, the 50 anti-gun bills, and I show them to him, and he's just like, they're not going to get your guns. They're not going to get your guns. And I'm like, I'm supposed to trust what you're telling me. And I'm looking at 50 bills, and if one of them gets signed, it's a law. And now I have to follow that law. And that's the part where we fight. We don't fight. We have that disagreement about it. And I'm just, like I said, I'm passionate about it. And I saw what a couple of years ago with the Parkland. I saw it then, and I still see it now. And they are a big force of what's happening here in Florida.
Okay. You guys on the panel, do you have any questions for Mike at all before we move on to our next topic at all, or anything you guys want to ask him or say? Sometimes there's a delay when they find the mute buttons. Yeah, but Mike, I do want to thank you.
I kept them silent, man.
Yeah, you did.
These guys are all going.
Right now. David, I think we all need a road trip on down. Squib will pick you up. We'll haul on down to Florida. We'll take the ARs with us, and let's go do some fishing. I haven't fished in a long time. I could probably use some lessons. So, there we go. Yeah.
I think this topic
guys, I got all of you.
Yeah, I'm all about it. I'll drive. Just everybody meet me here.
I think you can swing over here and pick me up.
Yeah, there's one might get you guys. I got the car that gets a good gas mileage, so yeah. 4 guys rolling up in a Honda Insight with 4 ARs in the back. That's almost like a freaking movie.
An hour and a half, 2 hours from me. He can swing over here and pick me up.
There you go. Well, Mike, I mean, we're not gonna end the show just yet, but I do want to thank you for being on. I appreciate you joining in, and like I said, you got a great channel, great content. I think what you're doing is wonderful for the 2A community. You're definitely And like I said, you're acting within your rights. Anybody who doesn't get it, you're acting within the laws that say you can do what you do, you know, and you're not breaking any laws. And it just blows my mind as a taxpayer and as a citizen what you have to deal with. You know, it's just nuts. It's just ridiculous, you know. It's one of those times where you're going to say, where you want to say, you know, you want to reverse it. What about my rights? You know, what about my civil rights? What about my rights to not be infringed upon? What about my rights to not be harassed? You know, man, that's just crazy. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like, you know, all these people that say, "Oh, you're doing this, you're doing that," and it's like, well, how about I start stripping your rights? How would you feel if I started saying, "All right, the talk that you're talking right now, I feel offended. I'm going to start making laws to start changing the first." You know, like they don't. That's the part they don't understand. Is like, you want to start infringing on one, that just opens up the window to all. And America has gotten, not all of America, but America has gotten soft over the years.
Yeah.
And we need to strengthen ourselves because we are the greatest nation in the world, and it's because we had the backbone to stand up against the British. And
well, you know,
they were the most powerful at that time, and we stood up to them, and we won. So to step back and try to go backwards is not in my head. I won't go backwards. I'm only trying to look forward to less government and more of my rights not being trampled on.
Yeah.
See, I'm glad that you brought that part up because I've been thinking about that a lot recently, and you know, it's always been this way, and it's always going to be that way, or the lesser of two evils, or that kind of stuff. And I agree. I don't think that we have to accept bad. I don't think we have to accept corrupt politicians. I don't think we have to vote for the lesser of two evils. You know, our system of government wasn't designed that way, and American freedom wasn't designed that way. So I appreciate that you said that, man. You know, it's really cool that you're getting up, you're getting active, and I mean, maybe I'll take it just a little too far. I don't know. You can correct that, but you seem like the kind of person who's got the attitude that if I have to do it by myself, then that's what I'm going to do.
That's my attitude, because I am just one person trying to make. I'm just trying to make a little noise, and I've actually done it. When I first started doing open carry and stuff, I never in a million years would I've thought I would have gotten where I was at. Because when I first started my YouTube channel, it was mainly fishing, and then once again I started getting into trying to protect our rights because I saw what was happening, and like literally overnight I went from like 300-400 subscribers to over 3,000, and that came from just one video. And it once again just told me that, hey, now I have a voice and people are watching. I got to keep doing it because I have to. I want people to be educated. Education, knowledge is power. If the more we know as people, it doesn't have to be just 2A. It could be anything from, you know, I always say food or photography or, you know, washing your car. The more you know about how to do something will make you a stronger person in general. And that's half of what I try to do, is just try to give you as much knowledge that I have to you, and then you take that knowledge and expand it further.
Yeah. The last thing I'll tell you, and this is a suggestion that came from the YouTube side. They wanted to let you know, and I forgot to tell you about this. When you sign up for a Gunstreamer account, you ask them, they will auto import all of your videos from YouTube.
Really?
When you sign up and just put a quick, they'll do it, and it'll happen basically overnight. You'll wake up, they're all there, and then as you publish videos, they automatically port over to Gunstreamer.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, so go over. That's get over the
Gunstreamer.
That's easy. Gunstreamer. Yeah, I think it's just gunstreamer.com. I don't think it's gunstreamer.org, is it?
No, it's
mine autofills on the address. I just hit GU and it autofills. So it's just like
gunstreamer.com. Yeah. And when you post a new video, at least from my experience, it takes roughly about 2 hours. And then if you pop over to Gunstreamer, roughly about 2 hours, your video is already uploaded.
Nice.
Plus, they got a really good customer service, if that's what you want to call it. If you're having problems, you can, email them directly, and they'll get there to help you.
Sweet.
Yeah, they were awesome for you when I was trying to save all my videos and back stuff up when things were getting kind of nasty about a year ago or 6 months ago, however long it was. Gunstreamer, the gal that helps out Gunstreamer responded back. She's like, okay, well, let us know. We'll port your videos right away. It should be done by tomorrow morning. You got nothing to worry about. They're safe with us. I'm like, yeah. It's kind of nice because I was like, man, when you start to get hundreds and hundreds of videos, and I got backups of all of them, but I don't really want to have to re-upload all of them. I spent God knows how many years of my life letting stuff upload, and it's waiting for stuff to upload and process and then make it go live and whatever. So, but yeah, man, it's growing for you. That's awesome. That's a great thing, and I hope that things only get better for you as time goes on, man.
Oh yeah.
And good luck with the baby. Good luck with the baby too. Oceana, right? Oceana.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh yeah, Oceana.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
She's gonna be amazing.
There you go.
She's gonna be amazing.
And again with the raffle, keep us updated so we can get the word out there too, so we know what's going on. So, yeah. Cool,
Definitely.
All right. Well, I got some other topics, and one of the reasons why I'm throwing this one on here is because this came up as a very requested question about 3 episodes ago, and we did not have a chance to discuss this. But Mike, I do want to thank you again for being on the show, and hey, man, you're welcome to stay with us and continue on this little discussion.
I'm staying. I'm not going nowhere.
Oh, cool. Well, now here's the deal.
Video off.
And I know you're going to be a busy man. You're going to be a father here again, right? And but I'll be sending you links to join Caliber Corner. You can come anytime you want. You can join in anytime you want. It's always going to be 5 to 7 on Thursdays, as much as possible. So 6 to 8 your time, okay? East Coast time. Beautiful Sun Coast side is what that is. East Coast time.
Yeah, Sun Coast
side.
side.
So the sunny coast time zone, right? But so yeah, no, I'd appreciate you being here, guys. Check out Solo Yakker's channel over on YouTube, and again, it's really cool. A lot of good content over there, and you'll be seeing more from this guy. It's very cool, very cool. Up and coming, a new person, so it's gonna be a good thing. So, all right. Well, so the topic I have. So let's do a 180 now, and we're just gonna go the other direction with this one. This is a viewer request. They wanted to know the panel's top 5 zombie apocalypse vehicles. So this is yeah, this is kind of so. Let's imagine that we're living in The Walking Dead. We're living in the Walking. By the way, the topics if you've ever seen Caliber Corner, we'll have 3 or 4 topics that are not related to each other at all. Because I take a lot of viewer requests when I have subscriber giveaways. I'll ask for people to put questions on there for the channel, and then that's usually the topic. We'll take 2 or 3 of those topics and have an episode on it. And so it might be deer processing 101, and then the next topic is like, who makes the best, aftermarket 1911 magazine? That's there's no connection to them whatsoever. So, oh yeah, the chat on the YouTube side is already starting to put some comments out there. Let me check the gun channel side. Let me refresh that over there too. So top five vehicles that we don't have to go around table and run through and stuff. Just give me 5 things that you would like to have access to when the zombie apocalypse breaks out. What's going to be your vehicles of choice? And they don't have to be best to worst or anything like that. So, Squib, you got some ideas. Can you give me a list of what you would like to have around you when the zombie apocalypse breaks out?
LMTV.
LMTV?
Yep.
Okay, what's that?
That's a 2.5-ton 4x4 military truck.
Deuce and a half?
No. When you talk about the Deuce and a half, thinking about the old M35 series, multi-fuel engines, and they were originally built in the 50s, and they've been rebuilt over and over again, depot level, and they phased them out a few years back. The replacement that they came up for in the 1990s is the LMTV, and now those are available surplus because they've been in the fleet so long. It's not multi-fuel, it's diesel only, and it's a 4x4, not a 6x6, but it's got a lot of newer features that give it some advantages over the old Deuce and Half. The old Deuce and Half, what the advantages for that would be the multi-fuel capability, and even with that, you still need to add some diesel to whatever you put in there. You can't just dump straight motor oil in there and get it to run. And the Deuce and a Half, the tires wear out a lot faster, it's slower, the fuel economy is worse, and the overall capacity is not as much, even though those things are really, really strong. Another thing is you've got to manually deflate the tires for, say, like when you're driving on sand, and then reinflate them for when you go back on pavement. Now, that's not to knock the old military trucks. They've got some advantages. There's tons of of them out there. There's tons of parts out there.
Yeah.
And they are rugged. They're really Spartan though. We're talking about a bench seat with no suspension, no air conditioning, no radio, loud, very loud. I mean, it's not a very comfortable thing. The newer ones are a little bit better, but still there is that bare bones kind of effect. But in an apocalypse scenario, I can go down the highway and then I can just push a button and now I'm ready to go through the snow, and push another button and I can go through the sand, push another button and it's mud or rocks, or I don't have to get out of the cab to inflate or deflate the tires. But even those, they've got their disadvantages as well. Even though it uses a commercial Caterpillar engine, so parts are available. There's a lot of things about it that there are special procedures to do repairs. I mean, if you had to change a tire in the field, you're going to need a couple people because it weighs a ton. And there are downsides. But for a zombie apocalypse, I'm really not worried about gas mileage. I'm not worried about registration fees. I'm not worried about whether your car is stuck on the road because I'll run right over it.
So, Squib, tell us a couple more. Give us a few more good suggestions for somebody out there that might be shopping.
Is there really anything other than an LMTV that I need? Can I just make that all 5?
Sure. Hey, whatever works for you, man. I mean, we got some wonderful suggestions. Look,
a motorcycle would be good because you can get in between things and it gets really good mileage and it's lightweight and stuff like that. But if there's a situation where that we have
EMP attack or something.
EMP, thank you. I suppose there aren't going to be a whole lot of vehicles that work. Somebody could argue that an older motorcycle with points and all that would work. So but the thing about the motorcycles is that it's loud. You're going to draw a lot of attention, and you've got limited cargo capacity. But maybe a motorcycle is a backup vehicle or for getting through areas. I'm just not sure exactly which one would be the top thing. I suppose as long as it runs, right?
Yeah. Yes. All right. Cool. So Scoop's got us. There's some great suggestions coming from the chat side. We've got an old Ford Ranger with a 50 cal mounted in the bed. We had a hoverboard, a sled.
A Ford Ranger.
Well, it could be the 4-wheel drive version. It could be the new Ford Ranger. They're about the size of a. Hey, the new Ranger is about the size of a Chevy Colorado. It would work. I mean, look at the terrorists. The terrorists have a little Toyota Hilux pickup truck. Some of them are
zombie apocalypse. No. You're not going to the grocery store. This is the zombie apocalypse. Get yourself a 1-ton.
Get 1-ton. What else we got? We got some 70s Cadillac. Blue Steel 44 says Noah had an Ark, a Mazda Miata, a Tesla Prius, a sailboat. There you go.
Are you kidding me, dude?
I was trying. I know they're one of the most unreliable vehicles on the planet. A Bentley, a horse. Guy that comments, you read my mind. 85 Chevy Blazer, man. That's a Geo Metro Kingpin. Okay, so Rich, why don't you give us a couple suggestions? What's your? And again, we're just this is just a viewer request, all right? We're just having fun. People want to know what our choices would be. A 1984 Ford Ranger. Ugh. All right, Rich, what would you say? These are
might get some laughs, but I'm going to say a Toyota Prius because you're not going to have to worry about gas as much.
Yeah, and the Geo Metro gets like 55 miles to the gallon, so but your batteries are going to wear out within you got finite.
You got no electricity.
Well, the
apocalypse. There's no electricity.
Your engine when you're driving the Prius, because it's a hybrid, the generator on the engine, basically your alternator, is what powers your battery for when you're not using the gas part.
Yeah.
I got you. The Prius. Yeah.
So you got an armored H1 Hummer with a 50 cal attached. Now that's what I want to hear.
Actually, in about a year, none of it's going to matter because all the gas and diesel is going to go bad. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. We might need to be looking at a Tesla.
Oil. You got to use cooking oil.
Cooking oil, yeah. That's what your Mercedes.
Willie Nelson did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Convert your diesel to cooking oil.
Yeah, exactly. Or no. Yeah, or vice versa. Or just go start robbing McDonald's.
Well, who's going to go for the grease dump in a fast food restaurant when the zombie apocalypse happens? Nobody. That's endless. If you take
Endless.
how many, think about how many fast food restaurants are in the town you live in. You could easily make it to the next town and find more. Hell, you could go cross country, man. There's a DQ every 50 miles on Interstate 80 across Nebraska. You're set, man. You're set. Just filter it out
Free gas.
Yeah, there you go. So cooking oil-based diesel vehicle, probably like an old Mercedes because those things run forever, like a 70s. Rich, what else you got, Rich? You got any more?
See, if you could find one, either an M3 or an M5 Stuart-like tank.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking Army tanks might be kind of nice too. Those might come in kind of handy.
Well, those are little scout tanks, so they're going to have a little bit of speed to them, more so than a size tank, at least from that era. And they're going to have like 50 cal machine guns on there, so you're not going to have to worry about finding big ammo. You might have like a 30 cal or a 50 cal machine gun on one of those, so you don't have to worry about trying to find like 20 millimeter up to 100 and whatever millimeter cannon ammo. You just got to worry about finding machine gun ammo. With a 30 cal machine gun, you can just throw some like 30-06 or something in there, and you'd be all right.
Yeah, definitely. All right, what else you got, Rich? Anything else? Can you come up with a couple more?
I wasn't done with the light tanks. In the light tanks, zombies aren't going to be able to scratch through that or punch through it, so you're going to be fine on the armor there. And then the next one will be any kind of armored scout vehicle, because they're going to have almost that same kind of armor on them, and zombies aren't going to be able to penetrate that. And they're going to be a little bit faster than even with the light scout tanks would have been. So. And you could throw machine guns in those too, because some of those have a turret on top. It'll be an open turret, but you still got your machine gun on there. So there's stuff like that maybe, and you can get through just about anything in either one of those.
This is true. And you should be able to find these. Hopefully, you can find these at say like National Guard armories and stuff like that. That they'll be around. So. Sam of Anarchy says a Black Hawk helicopter with a crazy pilot. That'll work. I want those balloons from Up, the movie Up. The house that just floats across the world, Yeah. Oh my God, Mask. Yeah, somebody wants the Camaro with the T-top doors that fold up and it flies off from the cartoon Mask. Dukes of Hazzard Challenger.
I always preferred the helicopter, the motorcycle turned into the helicopter.
The green motorcycle, it turns into a helicopter. So Mike, before you were born, there was this cartoon series called Mask that we used to watch as children, and they had vehicles that would turn into other vehicles, basically. And there was a Z28 Camaro that had the doors that went up like a gull wing, and it turned into a jet. This guy had a motorcycle that had helicopter props that would prop up on it. They would go into like battle mode, so their everyday vehicles were turned into like attack vehicles. They had a semi that had a rocket launcher in the back of it, So you need to check it out, Mike. It's good stuff.
If we're going to that level, I want the damn hover tank from Southern Cross.
Well, that'll work too. Now we're gonna start going. Now we're gonna start going anime. Is that?
The ion cannon on that is pretty powerful, but when you go to satelloid mode, it slows down the rate of fire.
Ion cannon.
I would not. Hover tank is like the last Veritech I would pick.
We're not going to let this turn into an
because you're forgetting something, Squid. When you go into robot mode, or when you go into battleblade mode with that, the secondary gun becomes a rifle. So you still have a rifle. That rifle is going to take out any zombie you come
Yeah.
All right, so
I guess so.
Mike has been waiting patiently because he wants to tell us this.
Yeah, instead of the motorcycle that turns into a helicopter, a cyclone.
There you go. So Mike, what about you? I mean, because these guys are saying sail. Well, we got to have land-based vehicles. What's going to work for you in your terrain? What's going to be your some of your zombie apocalypse recommendations? What do you have?
I heard the Hummer. Definitely a Hummer. It's definitely on the list. You want to know something? I would definitely say an old school Jeep.
Yeah.
We're not talking the new stuff. We're talking probably 90s, mid 90s and lower.
Dude, I drive. You drive.
Those things are like tanks.
I think you got a Jeep Cherokee, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I got a Cherokee XJ. Yeah. Oh hell yeah. Dude, they're bulletproof.
And those things run forever. I mean, you just keep pouring oil in the thing and gas, and it just keeps going, dude.
The biggest mistake I made was buying it because my wife told me I can't get another vehicle until this one stops running. It's never going to happen. I will be dead before that thing. Yeah. Like old Cherokees, they will rust out, and the engines and transmissions will still keep working on them.
Yeah.
And the owners die before.
My truck's got Yeah, I've got so many rust spots on my truck, but dude, my engine and everything, dude, is just running so smooth.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, Peter in the Dark brought up a good one out there on the YouTube side. He said the RV from Stripes.
Yeah, the EM50 project, EM50, the Winnebago with rocket launchers on it. So hell yeah, man, that thing was awesome.
Urban assault vehicle.
Yeah. Was it EM50 or UA50? What did it was
It's
it?
EM50.
EM50 assault vehicle in Italy? Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna go with the Winnebago, then you can't not say Spaceballs.
Oh yeah.
Space.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because you can fly away when you need to, you can land when you need to, you can live out of it, you got a bathroom on board.
Yeah.
You know.
Everything.
What do we got here? Somebody says I'm gonna stick to my coal-powered train engine. That works. The Pacer with licorice machine? What am I missing out? The Pacer? Sink it in a pond, Travis, if you really want a new one. See, Rob D, that's a problem with these old Jeeps. They're like the black lab or the golden retriever of the vehicle world. They will give their lives to service for you before, a car that just starts and runs every day. You can't ask for more,
The Pacer with the licorice dispenser is the Murph Mobile.
Ah, I got you. Okay.
World.
Oh, Wayne's World, yeah, dude. I haven't seen Wayne's World since the '90s. I mean, I was probably a teen the last time I watched a Wayne's World movie. So, Mike, you got any more you want to suggest there at all, or not? Anything else?
Let's see. The only other one that I would really suggest, reliable.
Yeah.
Chevy, so like a Silverado, but once again, I'm still sticking with the Jeep or the Hummer just because I can run something over and not, still keep going.
Well, they're pretty easy to work on. There's parts everywhere because they use the same motor for like 20 years. So there's stuff you can easily get, Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. You just can't go with old reliable. That's why I love Glock, that I carry a Glock everywhere I go. And it's just, it may not be the most beautiful gun, but it's old reliable. You can't go wrong with it.
It just works. Now I want you to know in the gun community, them's fighting words. I just want you to know that right now. So,
let's go. Put them up. Let's go.
What do you got from this?
An actual.
You want to talk about division in the community?
Yeah. Another.
Talk about guns.
I just thought I went for an actual post-apocalyptic movie. Mad Max's car.
There you go. The was it Ford Falcon or something? Is that the original?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. Somebody, Tacos and French Fries, says, I really think a red T-top IROC Z is the best idea. Because of the T-tops, you could roll around with them off, and you could have your passengers stand out and do the shooting if they need to. And then you're more mobile and you're fast. Having to drive over some debris, though. So that's something you could run into. So, all right. Hey, David, we're going to move on to you. Any suggestions? What's your, give me some zombie apocalypse vehicles. What's going to work for you? What are you shopping for?
I myself also had a late 90s Jeep Cherokee Sport, so that's got to go on the list because it will roll and you can ride the subframe. Once the body deteriorates into a pile of rust, you can just drive around on the frame.
You can. This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
I know that from experience.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like I said, though, they will turn into Swiss cheese, especially you guys on the East Coast. You got to worry about the salt. I don't have that problem here. I'm just starting to get little rust spots on mine right now, and I'm just like, man, that's character.
Why do we have to worry about salt? Who's going to be out there plowing roads and the?
No, I mean like salt spray from the ocean and stuff. You got to worry about that coming in, storms and stuff.
I was thinking road salt because not.
No, I'm just saying in general, having them now, they just deteriorate because of the salt exposure and corrosion and stuff. But
I'd have to go with a Superliner dump truck as well. It's big. They're fast if you need them to go fast. They're going to smash into anything that they need to smash into. And you can carry a bunch of stuff or take shelter in the back.
Yep, there we go. Nice. Anything else? David, you got any more?
Yeah, I think those would be the two. Well, yeah, I mean, if you could find a Hummer, whether it be a modern Hummer or
an
old military style Hummer.
You gotta go old school Hummers.
The old Humvees.
If I've got to run out of my house and I come across like a Grand Theft Auto scene, I smash into the Hummer's window and drive away in that. But if I could choose, I'd definitely go military Hummer for sure.
Yeah.
There's a funny thing that I heard on another YouTuber. I watch his channel. He's a guy that hands it. He goes, just remember this, guys. The original Hummer was not actually called Hummer. Okay, the Humvee, because he bought an H2 or an H3. because the Hummer all over those things. He goes, if the original was never called a Hummer, just keep that in mind. So
No, I do have a small.
Actually, what it was is the Marine Corps called it a Humvee, but the Army called it a Hummer.
I gotcha.
And since they got budget, they got more vehicles and more people, so the name got out there more.
I do have a small question about the whole zombie experience, because I haven't watched the zombie movie since like the original Night of the Living Dead.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
Why don't zombies just eat each other?
Because they're already dead.
Yeah, they go for the fresh
They're
smell
alive.
of the flesh and blood and brains that lures them in.
Did you see the study where scientists proved that a zombie apocalypse wouldn't last long anyway? Because in the winter they're going to all freeze because they don't have any body heat to keep them from freezing and coming all solid. And then by the time they thaw out, they're all going to start rotting, and all the scavengers are going to come along and eat them. They're falling apart.
Yeah.
So you don't have to hold out for like a couple months, and everything was back to normal. Yeah. Just have a bunch of dead people parts everywhere. Yeah.
I'm just shocking Jason Stewart. He says the Sweet Pickle Bus. If you don't know what that is, back in the 80s, they had this monthly thing that your mom or dad could subscribe you to. It was like a little educational kit you'd get every month with games and activities in it. And they sent you a little green bus, and it was called the Sweet Pickle Bus. And they had these animals trapped in the bus, and it was like fun, I guess. You'd open the bus up and put your activities in it, and every month you get more and more until the bus filled up. So, yeah, the Sweet Pickle Bus. I mean, it was pretty freaky to see it actually driving down the street when you're in the commercials and stuff. It's like, oh man. So he's saying LOL. He's probably surprised I even know what that is. Hell, I even know the song from it. I heard it like 100 times when I was a kid. So
I do have one on that road. You got the Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Oh, the Wienermobile. Yeah.
Have any of y'all ever seen one of those drive through?
Oh yeah. They park in Nebraska quite a bit because of Interstate 80. They're always roll through and stay at the one of the hotels we have here in town. So yeah.
We had one when I lived in Pittsburgh when I was younger. There was that came through, and it was being followed by a Pepsi can car.
Nice, man. You got the twofer there. Yeah, I saw one. It actually stopped at a baseball park, and we were all sitting there. We got free hot dogs for the day. It was awesome.
I do have one more to add. Calaveras is kind of bringing it up. I'm not too sure what the killdozer is, but maybe, Travis, you might have experience with this living where you do, but for sure, I'm sure Rich does. When we get 4 feet of snow, and then like a week later we get another 4 feet of snow, there's these giant front end loaders that will come and clear the street, and the tires are like 9 feet tall, 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
That would be a definite zombie apocalypse vehicle.
Emergency management vehicle that they used to have in Pittsburgh. It was a mobile command center. It was on tank treads. That would work too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we get this. We have we'll have those big plow trucks come through, and then we also have on the county roads. They have the maintainers that come through with the blade in the middle, and they push all the snow off to the side. So, see, Mike, you wouldn't know what this is. You probably have no experience with these things, but
no, I've seen snow. I've seen snow.
I've seen it on the Weather Channel. I know what you guys go through, right?
I know you said that the caveat was it has to be land based. So, because obviously I would have picked a nice boat and just avoided them.
Yeah.
But
boats or airboats.
John Z made a good point. He was talking about the Oscar Mayer Wiener vehicle. What about the amphi car?
No, those
I don't know. I've seen a lot of. I've seen.
If you have like a zombie pop up out of the water and grab the front end of it or something, you need something that's got some weight.
There's a reason why they stopped selling those. One, they weren't popular, and two, they
think about it.
Spring leaks.
Think about it. If Squib hops in his amphi car and heads down to the closest Great Lake, he could be on the other side of the Great Lake while everybody else is getting chomped on.
No. If I'm going to go into the water with a vehicle that rolls on it's going to be an Amtrak.
Oh, come on, the amphi cars are awesome.
There you go.
An Amtrak is a true amphibious vehicle. Land, water, it doesn't matter.
Let me go ahead.
The big problem with the amphi car is the zombie could probably swim faster than it can sail.
Man, I didn't think zombies could swim though.
They kind of just sit underwater and come up out of the walk through water, and
the amphi car is not the best in the water either.
Well, if you've ever seen Mysteries at the Museum, there was actually like 4 guys that got together because they were bored, I guess, and decided that they were going to take 2 amphi cars and cross the Atlantic Ocean.
They
almost made it.
Almost made it. They almost made it.
Almost.
Well, they were
Halfway
they
or
were like 100 miles from England when the second of the cars quit running. They all ended up in one car about halfway through the trip. They all got, because he got the storm, and then the one car just started flooding so bad they all had to jump in the other car. And they made it. It was about 100 yards from England, if I remember right, or it was either England or France, and they had to be rescued at that point. But they almost made. They were darn close to making it.
That's freaking crazy, dude. That's insane. We'll do top 5 watercraft for next week. So yeah, jet ski, baby. One of those old school 80s ones where you stand up behind them. So here's what I got. I got just an armored personnel carrier, number 5. Number 4, I got Deuce and a half. Although Squibs pretty much talk me out of that one. Number 3 is going to be my Jeep Cherokee. I got an 01 Sport that's been to hell and back. Number 2 is going to be a horse. A horse would be handy because you've got a constant food supply, except wintertime, depending on where you're at. And then number 1, I'm going to do a screen share for this one. This is kind of hard to explain because I'm in an agricultural state. You get these on the road all the time. This is called the High Boy.
Oh, nice,
and this is it. You put a couple dudes on each side of this with some 10-22s and a couple thousand rounds. These are made to like spray crops when they drive through the fields. But you're like, you could drive. I could drive my vehicle underneath this. This thing's like 8 feet tall. So you can sit up on top of here with a couple dudes with some guns, and you're pretty much ready to rock. So I have to go, and they're all over the place here. These are a lot of your family farms have these, and they run on diesel. You could even modify it to take even more gas if you needed to. So, and they can lower and raise, which is really cool. Hey, off-road ability. I think you've got 4-wheel drive, so you could go through, multiple types of terrain and so on. So I'm going to go the ag route and go with the High Boy. That's going to be my number 1.
That's a winner right there.
That'll work for me, man. Dinner. Oh, they're right up. They're just right outside of town. There's like 2 or 3 of them. I mean, they're everywhere. I could just drive from one to the other if I had to, just jump across. So I'm telling you, just drive over the masses and mow them down.
I definitely don't see too many of those here.
Heck yeah.
How about that, Travis? You can just go over to right by stands and just go pick any military truck you want, right?
Oh, pretty much. Yeah, we got the Military History Museum out by the interstate, so they've got everything out there. Just get the keys, and I'm ready to rock. So,
dude,
man,
military vehicles don't have.
I think they can go right to Aberdeen Proving Ground.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping it up because we've got some other shows that are going to start up here around 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock East Coast time. I want you guys to make sure you check out Matt's Open Liberty podcast coming up this evening. Sarge C4, I believe, has a show this evening too. David, you want to correct me on that? What do we got for shows tonight? Do you know?
It's either going to be Sarge or Noxious one because they rotate.
Okay.
It should be about what's it, 11 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays, right, Rich?
No, it's 9 on Thursdays. 9
on Thursdays, 11 on Saturday.
Right.
Okay.
Cool. Yep.
So if you guys get over to gunchannels.com, they got the whole TV schedule for you there. We can watch all the shows on Gun Channels, and then they're obviously linked back to YouTube and stuff, so you guys can check it out. So just a quick update on the 224 Valkyrie. I just sitting here next to me. I did take it out to the range, and spoiler alert, I shot about an 1.5 inch group with it at 100 and 200 yards, and I had some drifting issues at 300 yards. So, and I was just shooting the 224 Valkyrie ammo from Federal. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to get a better optic for it. I'm already looking at a scope from Primary Arms, and we're going to up the ammo to some match grade, some Hornady Precision or Super Performance. So we're going to take it out and see if we can get a better performance out of it. I wasn't disappointed with it, but I definitely want to start taking it out further. But I got to make sure I can connect before I do that. So that's my quick little update on the 224 Valkyrie AR that you guys have been seeing in the channel. So a lot of fun to shoot. Ran like a top, man. I had no trouble at all. Had to get a special mag for it just so I didn't have to worry about reliability and feeding. So I got an ASC 6.8 SPC magazine for it, and otherwise it's been a great rifle. Here it is right here.
Yeah,
so
let's see it. Let's see that thing. Oh, nice.
There you go. This is Bear Creek Arsenal. These are a $200 upper. No, this one I think these might be $230 or $245. $245 for a complete upper. Charging handle, full carrier group, but in the videos you can see me shooting it. Magazine was $14. It's just a 10-round 6.8 SBC. And this is actually just my regular M4 AR-15 lower that I'm running with it. So it's actually this thing. The lower's seen a ton of use, believe it or not. More awesome sound effects. And I'm running a very inexpensive scope on the top. I wanted to see what just a worst case scenario accuracy would be like running cheap ball ammo because it's $10 a box for the ammo on a $150 scope, and I pretty much got the results I would expect. So Nothing spectacular, but I think better glass and better ammo, it's going to make a big difference. So I definitely want to take it out. So, all right, guys, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. So I'm going to let the panel just say a few words, and we'll give a little shout out to people watching over on the Gun Channel side and over on the YouTube side. So, Mike, we're going to go ahead and start off with you. Anything you want to say before we close this one up?
Oh man, just to let y'all know, I'm living the dream. I thank everybody here. I thank you for allowing me to come up here and talk, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I do want to say thanks to Travis T. He's the one that one of the first ones that kind of linked me up with you. So I thank him. Tacos and French fries. He's always cool. He comes onto my live videos as well. So
cool.
I think everybody. I appreciate everybody, even if you don't agree with me. Hey, let's have a talk, because like I'm all about trying to figure out a way we can all coexist and we all exist happily. And even if you don't agree with it, let's live together happily, because we're in a great country. And I think some people have forgotten that we live in such a great country.
Oh yeah, we don't realize how good we have it. You look around, look at Venezuela. You want to be there right now?
No,
it's okay. I'm cool.
I got toilet paper. I wish I could send them, but even if I was to send it to them, the government's going to take it. So
yeah, exactly. Well, once things change, we're going to open up and sell on eBay. So we're ready to rock. So
yeah, I heard that.
We have shipments on standby, ready to go to Caracas. So oh man, but no, it's cool. I appreciate you being on here and telling us all about Florida Carry. So guys, get over to floridacarry.org and check out Solo Yakker's channel over on YouTube. And again, it's going to be. I'll put the links to your channel when this video is all done. I'll post it in the comment section too, so people can check it out if they want to. And appreciate you giving us your time, and good luck with the baby on the way. I hope that all goes well for you. And
it's going to go well. It
should be awesome. And keep us updated if there's anything we can do. Let us know. But I'm definitely going to check out your organization, and I expect to join. So there you go. Cool, man.
We appreciate it. Florida Carry appreciates everything.
Right on. Right on. All right, Squibby, anything you want to say before we go, bud?
Thanks for the invite. Thanks for putting up with the background noise as usual.
All right, man.
I've got another NRA show video that I'll try to finish up tonight and release tomorrow, and then next week I'll probably have a couple more, but I think then I'll be all done with that, and I can go back to business as usual. My plan is to go to the rally on Monday. I don't know that I'll shoot any video there, or if I do, I mean, the last one I went to was like, I shot all this video and I'm like, why? Everybody live streamed it. So I don't know if I'll make a video or not on that, but just everybody stay vigilant, keep in the know about what's going on. Make sure you set up email notifications with your firearms rights group so that they send you emails, and just stay vigilant.
Right on, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. All right. And Rich, you want to say anything before we go, bud?
Yeah. Thanks for the invite. And be sure on Sunday night at 8 p.m. to check out my show over on the Unloaded Media channel. It'll be This Week Unloaded. And we also simulcast on gun channels. And I'll post the link. They're emailed a link to people, or I post it over in the chat on Gun Channel. So if anybody wants to drop in, they can over on the Gun Channel side. But just if you do drop in, just remember to keep it family friendly, because we're like trying to get back to what our roots was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I got going. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we'll talk guns and politics and news and whatever else comes up.
Cool, man. Make sure you guys check out the channel. A lot of good stuff going on over there too. All right. David Bowling, Kingpin, last but not least, man, you want to say anything before we go?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Make sure everybody checks out the rest of Travis P11's channel. A lot of good stuff. And check out the Daily Gun Show every night. Check it out over on gun channels, or you can watch it on YouTube, whatever, it doesn't matter. Preferably gun channels, but check that show out. It's really great. G-Webs is up to 809 video shows will be tonight. So that's pretty amazing. Really good conversations. And check out guntube.org. Go over there, watch some videos, leave some comments. If you're not signed up over there, sign up over there and support something that's really cool.
Cool, man. Sounds good. Sounds good. You guys make sure you check out David's channel too. What's that, Rich?
Let's say Kingpin forgot to plug the show that he started. new voices Saturday nights at 8 Eastern. It'll alternate between who's hosting it. Last couple times it's been Kingpin that's hosted it. But yeah, keep on the lookout for that.
Oh, check it out. Mike's got an ammo cat. Mine was crawling around her earlier. She was trying to get into the garbage can for something. I don't know what. So there you go, man. Heck yeah, it's ammo cat number 2. So, all right. And let's see. As for me, let's see what we got. So going on over on the gun channel side, we did have Paper Plane Crash hanging out over there. And David was over there too. Thanks for joining in, guys. I appreciate that. Over here on the YouTube side, we had tacos and French fries. We had the juice. We had Jason Stewart, a guy that comments, Travis T in the house. By the way, Mike, he's in what's called the Travi. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before, the Travi Collective. Do you know what that's about? Mike, are you familiar with the Travi?
I've been starting to kind of watch him, but
okay.
Yeah.
There's like 6 of us that all have the first name of Travis.
Yeah.
On Gun Channel, and so there's
I've been
Travis
trying
T.
to get up with all of you.
there's me, and then there's Midnight Range Travis, and then there's Travis T, who's like Travis the Third.
Yeah.
And so anybody that's a Travis is automatically in my inner circle. I just want you to know, if you ever hear him talking about the Travi, we're not a cult, supposedly, and we're just kind of a group of dudes that all have the same first name, so it's kind of hilarious. But Kingpin was over there and here, Jason Stewart in the house. Let's see, guy that comments. Yoder, Texas was joining us. Thank you so much, sir. Rob D, New York Outcast in the house. Always good to see you stop by, buddy. John Z was joining in. Sam of Anarchy was out there too. I see that Matt's just going live right now over on YouTube. So, and also I think gunchannels.com. Open Liberty podcast number 16 is going on. Blue Steel 44 in the house. Calaveras 32 special with us this evening. Good stuff, buddy. Appreciate you being here. Patriot in the Dark, I see you too, man. Thanks for being here, buddy. And I think that's probably about it. We had a lot of other people. Vanessa Kitty joined us. Anybody that I missed, I do apologize. We had Algiers Soldier was with us also. Right, that might be a new one for us here. Arctic Fire with us. Solo Yacker was out there too. Hey, there you go. And he's with us here. Otherwise, guys, that's it. I want to thank you for joining in. Rupan, I see out there too. Quick announcement. Next Thursday, I'm going to be busy. And so if I do a Caliber Corner episode, it's going to be late. I've got a school obligation. I have a work obligation. I cannot get out of it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it before. What's that, buddy?
You work?
Yeah, I'm a high school teacher, dude. Yeah,
It sounds like parent-teacher conferences to me.
Yeah, I'm a high school teacher trying to push the 2A the best way I can. So, I'm actually going to be occupied. I don't know if I'm going to get the show started on time. Probably not. So if I do it, it's going to be late. If it doesn't happen, don't be alarmed. We'll be back the next week. But this is the one day out of the year where my Thursday is going to be occupied, unfortunately. It's for good. It's a good thing that we're doing it for. But anyway, so we will hopefully be back in a couple weeks. No Calaveras. I'm not an alien race. I just want you to know that right now. So it's never been proven. So anyway, guys, this is it. This has been Caliber Corner. Special thanks go out to Mike Taylor for joining us. Check out floridacarry.org. Make sure you check out the Solo Yacker channel. Good stuff going on over there. And I think that's it, guys. And again, I want you all to have fun. I want you to be safe. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. Take care, guys.
Later.
Bye,
Alicia's
Alicia.
really upset with you for peeing in her freezer.
Adios, Felicia.
No
Adios.
peace in the cold box. Come on.
Peace out.